Most of the time, the way advisors will support their clients and the options available to clients with mental illness will be the same as for those who don't have a mental health condition. However, the following ideas can help advisors get the best possible outcomes for their clients. What I would say to advisors is it's important to explain your services clearly and simply. It helps if you can explain what your service can and cannot offer. This will help set expectations and avoid confusion. Try to find out and explore what the client's needs and concerns are. So for example, do they struggle with paperwork? Is there something that you can do to help them manage that? Or is there someone like a carer, friend or relative that might be able to support them through the advice process? If you need to make another appointment to speak to your client, try to find out when the best time for them will be. Certain illnesses or prescribed medication can affect people at certain times of the day, so try to find out when they are at their best. I would also encourage advisors to help their clients set realistic goals and celebrate small wins. This might be gathering the information for completing a budget. It might be drawing up the budget, contacting creditors, or sticking to a budget. Celebrating small wins will help clients see some progress along a journey which can take a very long time. At the end of an advice session, try to summarise the key points. Try to use no more than 3, and they could be summarised either verbally or in writing. You could send them a letter, send them an email, or text them those key points. Advisors will often identify that their clients have needs that cannot be met by the service that they're currently in contact with. This will mean that the advisor will need to either signpost or refer to other organisations that can help support their clients. The first place a client should be referred, if they haven't already been, is to their general practitioner. If a client has more general questions about their mental health, there are mental health charities that will be able to support them. Both Mind and Rethink Mental Illness have services around the country that clients can contact. If a client wants to talk about how they're feeling, but does not want to speak to their healthcare providers, they can call the Samaritans. Similar to advice services, creditors need to consider how and when they communicate with their clients with mental illness and whether any standard practices and procedures need to be adapted to meet their clients' needs. Depending on the severity of the client's condition and the way their illness impacts them, creditors may be able to adjust their standard engagement procedures. So that might mean contacting the client in writing only or only in telephone, or at certain times of the day, or via a third party. Creditors may even be willing to adapt their usual collection procedures, so this might be accepting a nil or a token offer, or a full and final settlement, or in some cases even writing a debt off. Creditors only need to know about a client's mental health condition if that condition is affecting the client's ability to cope with the situation, and they need the creditor to make adjustments to their standard processes. So for example, a client's illness may cause a temporary reduction of income. The client may need a creditor to accept a lower offer, either a nil or a token payment, which will help the client whilst they recover and increase their income again. Some clients may struggle to speak directly to their creditors because of their illness, and they may ask a friend, a relative or a carer to contact creditors on their behalf. While a third party is actively engaging with a creditor could cease all contacts to the client directly and speak only with the third party. If the client is very unwell, has been for some time, and is unlikely to make a dramatic recovery, and is unable to repay the debt, a creditor may consider either writing the debt off or place it on indefinite hold. Some creditors will have specialist teams that deal specifically with vulnerable groups. These teams will have staff that are more experienced in mental health conditions and other disabilities. Creditors will often ask to see any medical evidence before making any changes to their standard policies and practices based on a client's illness. The Money Advice Liaison Group's Debt and Mental Health Evidence Form is a standardised form which was created in conjunction with the creditor and the advice sector, and asks a set of relevant questions based on the client's mental health and financial capability. The client can take this form to their GP or other healthcare providers and gather relevant information that can then be passed on to the creditors. Some creditors will have specialist departments that support vulnerable people, which will include clients with mental illness. These teams will often have staff that are trained to a higher level and have a higher understanding about vulnerable clients' needs. There's lots more useful information and resources on debt and mental illness on the Capitalise website.